Lions TV, we are sponsored by Regal Elevators and Lifts Consultants Limited, a company that is owned and operated by a Millwall fan, just like every single one of the sponsors that you can see on the screen right now. If you are going to do a bit of business in the chaos, the madness, bruv, that is 2020, then please keep it in the Mill family by checking out all of our sponsors' website links in the description below or on our website, www.lionstv.com. .co.uk. This is your Thursday Club VT. We're going to look back at Tuesday's 1-1 draw at the Den against Queen's Park Rangers, and we're going to look ahead to Saturday's long-ass trip to the Riverside Stadium to face Middlesbrough. But as always, let's wind it back to Tuesday and start out with a starting 11 that Gary Rowett picked to start the match. It was Bulkowski in goal, three at the back, Hutchinson, Pearce and Cooper. Marlon Romeo, right wing back, Scott Malone, left wing back, Ryan Woods and Sean Williams in a central midfield role. Jabolis on the right, Mason Bennett on the left, and Troy Parrott, Troy the boy, feed the parrot and he will score, allegedly, was the central striker. Three at the back, for me, doesn't work at home. However, don't mind the look of that lineup. We've been a little bit leakier at the back, if that's a word, without conceding too many goals. Our usually, sure defence, our rock-solid defence, clean sheets galore. We've started to leak a little bit, but still, not in a major way. Still 1 goal per game we're conceding. But as we know, we can't afford to concede that 1 goal, because if we do, that means we either draw the game 1-1 or we lose it 1-0, because we are physically incapable of scoring more than 1 goal in a league game. But we have been for a long time. The whole of November, no wins, and so far in December, although it's early doors, not many wins. I could see it going the same way. I honestly think we are struggling. I honestly think we're in free fall, but I'll get onto that later. The starting 11, as I said, the back three, I was happy with. Alex Pearce is obviously the captain in this instance. Marlon Romeo bombing on at right wing back, and Scott Malone bombing on at left wing back, very attacking like that. The central midfield two, Ryan Woods, Ryan Williams, Sean Williams. Got Ryan Woods on the brain. I'm sorry, I know I haven't. This isn't a constant one to dig him out, but the praise he gets from our fan base, in my opinion, isn't warranted. I don't think he does a lot. However, I don't think he was too bad on Tuesday. He tried to knock a few more killer balls and he made a nice couple of tackles. So it wasn't terrible. I think I'm frustrated with Woods because I think it was Kenny said to me the other day on the phone, he should play in a 10. He should play further up the pitch because he can hit them killer balls. And where he does play, whether it's under instruction from the manager or not, which it probably is, he's completely out of the game for us. And as good a player as he is technically, we need him further up the pitch, not back where he is. And as I said, I feel Sean Williams does a Ryan Woods job, but further up the pitch, 25 yards further forward, where, and as I've said this before as well, a back three don't really need protecting. We need players forward. We need to score more goals. The back three do their job with the help of the wing backs who tuck back in nicely, and that's enough. Everything else should be thinking forward, should be going forward, and we don't do that. And with Woods, what I thought to myself this morning while I was in the bath, just pondering the world and the life of Millwall and other bits that's going on. Ryan Woods has got a great passing range. But starting it as far back as he does, I saw him knock the other night a 40-yard pass, and it landed on the halfway line. So it just shows you how far back he is. We can't score goals in the final third as it is. So one, we could do with his help to do that. And two, as I said, we can't score goals in the final third. So the ball as far back as that, a lot's got to happen for us to then, from his pass, then get it forward. We're not good enough to do that in this part of the field. So to try and stretch that move across this part of the field, if that makes sense, it does to me, it's not going to work. So listen, the game starts, and regardless of the formation or three at the back or who I think or should or shouldn't play, I thought we did well. It was very much a similar reflection, especially the first half, of the Derby game. We put together some nice moves. Their goalkeeper was by far the most worked goalkeeper of the two. However, he didn't have, overly brilliant saves to make. He didn't come off at half time and say he's kept him in it there. But we was the better side. We put some good moves together. Mason Bennett looked lively, and if he can stay fit, he's going to be a good player for us. But the big issue is, that's a big if he can stay fit. They link well. He sets up after a good work from Romeo down the right, ball into Bennett's feet. Bennett lays it off, Parrott shoots. Parrott had about 7 shots in the first half. One of them he completely fresh ahead shot and he went nowhere, and a couple didn't go where they should have gone. But I liked it. At least he's not willing, he's not willing to just do what everyone else is going to do and not take responsibility. He wants to shoot. He kept shooting on sight, and it won't always come off, but at least he showed that he's confident and he wants to get us goals, which is brilliant. Second instance he's very unlucky. Takes the ball in one motion, he shoots. Short and sharp, brilliant, right-footed shot, I think it was this time. Near post, keeper gets down well and saves well. It's a good save because you see keepers get done by that. many times, and their goalkeeper reacts in well. Other than that, Mason Bennett has a little dink that goes just over the bar, and a brilliant 35-yard strike from the wand as their goalkeeper scrambling. It's just wide of his upright. So it was by far the better side in the first half. Derby, I felt was good first 10-15 minutes. I honestly thought we was good for the entire first half. Good to a level that we've been terrible, and this was a lot better. Still not clinical enough, still not ruthless enough, still don't look like we've got enough belief of our own players and our own teammates in that final third. But it was very good. It was, in my opinion, it was very good, again, to a degree. It's as good as you're going to get at the minute. It's better than we have been getting. So we're getting at half-time. I don't think Bulkowski's had his gloves tested, probably not got a mark on him. But as we know, if you don't take your chances and you can't keep this tempo up constantly, whichever team you are, no matter how well you're playing, other teams will come back into it at points, and that's exactly what happens. Too much time and space. The guy that scores the goal gives it left to his mate. His mate hangs around a bit for a bit, puts it back, left foot strike. Defenders closed too late by the time they decided to close, although I probably wasn't expecting him to shoot from there because our players don't. And it goes in near post. It's a great goal. I'm not blaming Bulkowski in the slightest. It's a brilliant goal, in my opinion. Bart could do nothing. And we're 1-0 down. And after that, it absolutely went to shit. We absolutely capitulated. We was at 6s and 7s. We lost all momentum, all rhythm, all pattern, all confidence. It just looked like all life had been zapped out of us. And that's what I keep saying. We know it as a fan base. I think the players know it. And I think opposition teams sense it. If we ain't scored by a certain minute, we know we're not going to score. And if they get one against us, it's pretty much they're leaving the den with something, whether it be a point or 3. So after they do score, we was absolutely all over the place. Like, terrible. Sunday League standard. No shape. Just completely on the ropes. And if it wasn't for Bulkowski, QPR would have dealt that knockout blow. Some brilliant saves again for the big man. I can't keep praising him. He can't keep digging us out of shit. And he has basically single-handedly kept us in the game and eventually won us that point. After this happened, I couldn't see a way back into the game. And I usually say, as I said against Derby, could have played till next Saturday and not scored. Gary Rowett, whether it was tactically or whether it was desperation, went absolutely ham on the fucking substitutions. Done an Ian Holloway and just stuck 4 people up front. It was a show of desperation, or tactical nous. I don't know. I'll let you decide. But it works. I think at one point we had Bavardson, Smith, Bradshaw, Jeb Wallace. I think we might even had Troy Parrott on at the same time. It was very Ian Holloway-esque, and we just went for it, and we slinging balls into the box. And I didn't, I think it was in desperation. I'll say that's what I'm going to say. I'm going to say it because I think it's gone to pieces under Rowett. I don't think we're going to save it under Rowett. And as good as it was under Rowett, it's gone very quickly downhill. There's never been really a middle ground under Rowett. And I just think, in my personal opinion, he's not going to save it. I think this is going to go and go and go until he either resigns or he's sacked. I'm not saying I want him out because he's been very unlucky and he's a good manager and he deserves more time to sort it out. But we are running out of time. We're in 17th position now. We're heading very quickly towards the wrong end of the table. And rightly or wrongly, whether I think he should be sacked now, no, I don't. But I think that's the way. I can't see a way out, in my opinion. I sensed it with Neil Harris, that Blackburn, that something had changed. The dynamic had changed. Something had shifted amongst maybe the players and the management, the belief, the togetherness. I don't know. But for me, it's only going one way from here. But let's get back to the game. In desperation, as I believe is why I just covered it, Rowett just sticks loads of strikers on. John David Varson's first header. And I do feel sorry for Bob because he's had a header from distance. He had time to maybe cushion that, bring that down. He had maybe time to pick one of his teammates out. Matt Smith, give it that one when he headed it over. He's given it that one, just 50p head, miles over the bar. And he's looked round and he just looked like a little boy lost. I really felt sorry for him because he's gone like that, hoping no one's looking, forgetting that, of course, the game is live on Sky Sports and even more people than usual would be watching for obvious reasons. So he's missed it, yes, but there's been other people missing chances in the game. And I do feel that Bavardson is too much of a convenient scapegoat at times for a few of our fans. I've got to tell you that. So he keeps going anyway. Ball into the box. It's a mess. He scores the equaliser, gives it that one to about 12 people in the corner. I don't think it was going on target. If it was going on target, the goalkeeper's throwing his cap on it. But fair play to Bod, despite the boo boys, despite the shit he gets, despite him not being very good, and it's not really his fault. He's not up to the standard of football, along with a lot of others, by the way. He gets the equaliser. He keeps plugging away with a deflection. It's 1-1. And it's 1-1. It's 1-1. At least there was a goal to cheer. The second half was quite entertaining, rightly or wrongly for the wrong reasons. Bad standard, mishaps at the back, lots of chances created. We scrape and we nick a point, and people seem happy with that. I was happy with that full time because I thought, well, pre-match I predicted 1-0 QPR, And during the game, I just thought there's no way we're going to score in a month of Sundays after they scored. So we scrape a point. We do show a little bit of kick, bollock and bite. We do show a little bit of, we found our tooth again. People calling us toothless lately. The Lions seem to return slightly. Doesn't matter how you get them over the line, you've got to get these points. And we did get another point on the ball. But as I said, on reflection, not fantastic. QPR came to us on a run with no wins in 5 games and losing their last 3, I believe. So lots of teams struggling. But we are the one that's struggling. I'm the only one concerned about it. I don't give a fuck about anyone else. And for me, I don't think it's savable. Gary Rowett said after the game, I've watched his post-match comments. He said pretty much what I said. And I do feel for him, as I said, because he's limited to what he's got, the players he's brought in, the players he's got are a lot of Neil Harris's players. But I think someone actually sent an email to Lions TV via the website. And it was right what he said. I did read it, mate, by the way. If you did contact me, thank you for the email. It said, it was just giving his opinion on the game. And he said, okay, Rowett's a good manager. Okay, he's been dealt a poor hand. Okay, maybe have some shit that Harris has left behind. He's also been given some good players left behind by Harris, by the way. And these, by the way, are the players that Harris has managed to survive for 3 seasons in the Championship with us. So you can't really write that into the equation, in my opinion. What I will say is what the guy said in the email. He said, rightly or wrongly, whether these players are good enough or not, you've got to make do with the best, and make the best of what you've got, and get these players playing, and get them rolled up, and get them G'd up, and get them prepared. And at the minute, they just don't really look interested. As I said, there seems to be a massive detachment. And we see lots of things about, it's a great team spirit, best team spirit we've ever had. I can't see that on the pitch. We look like a bunch of individuals playing out there, talented individuals, but can't play like a team. And that's why another reason why we can't create any chances. So it ends 1-1. I'm going to leave it there. It's been 2 days. I've still not calmed down. And we move on to Saturday's trip to the Riverside, Middlesbrough, and Neil Warnock. I'm glad that this one is during COVID times. Although I haven't said that, I would absolutely give anything to be going there with a strong following. This Saturday, I've been there for the last 3 years during the Championship. We lost the first one. Jordan Archer dropped one in, didn't he? The second one we drew. Steve Morrison conceded a late penalty. And last year, I think we come back from behind again. Tom Bradshaw got an equaliser up there on a hot summer's day. I'd come from York Races that day, so not so much of a journey to get there, but still the long old arse drive home. Middlesbrough currently sit 6 places and 3 points above us in the table in 11th place. I went to film this video yesterday because I've got some Lions lounges lined up for today. And when I went to film it and look at their previous 5 games, they was kicking off at 7 o'clock last night, so I couldn't do it. They lost last night against Preston by 3-0. All 3 goals coming in the second half. They've won 2 and lost 3 of their last 5 games. So it's a little bit of a mixed bag, and they'll be looking to get things right this Saturday at home against the Lions. So this is your pre-match prediction, and here we go. I will give you a prediction. Before I do give you that prediction, it's going to be one of 3 scores. It's going to be 0-0. Okay, it's going to be 1-0 to Middlesbrough, or it's going to be 1-1. That's it. I don't think it's going to be anything other than that. I'm going to go for a 1-0 Middlesbrough win. As I said, we don't concede many. We don't score many. I'm not making out some sort of Mystic Meg predicting genius, by the way. I'm just looking at our recent scores. We can't score more than 2 goals in the game. That's a fact. We're lucky if we can score 1. So you can guarantee that our score at 90 minutes will be 0 or 1. It's how many we concede. I don't think we'll keep a clean sheet, but I think we're good enough to not concede 2. So I'm going for a 1-0 Middlesbrough win. I'm sorry to keep being negative. I'm actually really down at the minute about doing these videos, but I've got to keep smiling and keep the production dream alive, because you don't want to see, smiley faces. That's what you want to see. You don't want to see me all doom and gloom. And today I got up and went, oh, for fuck's sake, I've got to film today. And that's how I'm feeling, and I'm sure that's how a lot of you are feeling. Let's hope I'm wrong, and let's hope we can keep the faith and the players can turn it around and we can get things moving on Saturday at the Riverside. So that's your lot for this Thursday Club VT. I hope you've enjoyed it. Please don't be shy, by the way, to subscribe to our YouTube channel. I always forget to say that. I did have a graphic that pops up. I'll show you now. Bosh. That says 12,500. We're nearly at 14,000. So please, if you haven't, just subscribe. It takes 2 seconds. Doesn't cost you a penny. Please be sure to check out the fans' score predictions from the other boys at Lions TV. It's either going to go out tonight, could be out tomorrow. It depends how quick they get the videos to me. And I'll be live streaming again from 2:30 on Saturday. Come join me. Come say hello. Join in the fun. The fun. We'll call it that for now. Or the depressing, ruining your weekend hour and a half / 2 hours, which is currently our live streams. See you there if you're going to be there. Please subscribe to Lions TV. Come on, you Lions.